Well, good evening. Today we're going to take a look at my wife's Acura. It's squealing and squeaking on the brakes, and we're going to try to see what's going on. 5 months ago I changed the rotors, or the front rotors, had them turned. So let's check out and see what's going on. Well, I'm not seeing anything initially, so I'm going to pull this caliper off and see if there's any funny business going on behind these brakes. And I'll probably do this for maybe the back too. Try to see what is squeaking. What is causing that? This one's not as tight. It's crazy tight. Don't worry, these are Husky brand. They have a lifetime warranty. Maybe not after beating them with a sledgehammer. A little bit of junk on these, but just dirt and junk. It's like quite a bit of grease. I don't know if that was me. Alrighty. Okay, the brakes themselves look okay. Not seeing anything stuck in there or anything. There's still plenty of pad left. Let's look at the other one. This one has the wear bar on it. Still quite a ways to go for the wear bar. Don't see a rock or anything in here. The rotor's still looking fantastic from the last time we turned it. So that's interesting. Not seeing any major. Okay, I'm gonna clean these up and slap them back together and then check the rear. I've already broken them with a ratchet. Okay, we pulled the rear passenger, and they're considerably thinner than the fronts were. You can see just a little bit left. This one, the wear bar is pretty close to the pad, so it's probably time to replace these. So I'll probably run down to AutoZone or somewhere and see if I can find a set. In the meantime, this is an interesting setup here. So you can't actually press that caliper down until we take off this motor. This motor right here. This is the parking brake motor, so it must run that piston in to set your parking brakes. So I watched a YouTube video on how to do that. It's kind of interesting. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. Looks like that'll unplug right there. So looks like we got some work to do on this rear. I might as well get the other rear while I'm buying brake pads so we can change them all. Then hopefully that'll stop whatever's squeaking. Alrighty, so I watched a couple YouTube videos, and indeed they said to disconnect this connector from the electric parking brake motor, and then I can get to these bolts right here that hold the motor on, and then take those off, and then there's a process and procedure to go through. Otherwise you need a scan tool to do something with that motor until they go into maintenance mode and back off. Well, I'm not sure how to take that little connector off. Looks tricky. Makes me feel stupid, and I don't want to break it. So I'm gonna try to take this off without taking that connector off and see if I can do that, if I even can do that. So let's give it a try. I haven't gone to AutoZone and bought any brakes yet. I want to get this off real quick first. Okay, I got the other Torx bolt out. Now I got this one. So now this motor should lift off. I said it was a little tough. My ultimate goal is to get it over here so I can disconnect this so I can put it back on properly. So supposedly it's a little hard to get off. And I'm doing it with one hand, so that's always fun. Try a little pry. Okay. Popped off. Okay. So that looks like. Okay, now I'll try to get that connector off. But now I can see this. And from what I saw on the internet, on YouTube, I need to turn this all the way in and then use a C-clamp to collapse that piston. Otherwise there's not going to be room for the new brakes. So we need to find out what size Torx that is. It's pretty big, it looks like. Okay, you're supposed to turn it clockwise all the way in. With your fingers, apparently. This is completely new to me. Never seen these electronic brakes. Motor deals. Okay, I gotta switch hands. Use my right hand. Okay, stopped. So now what I'm supposed to do is I can get a C-clamp, an old brake, and collapse that, push that thing down. Let me go find one. Okay, I don't have a C-clamp big enough, so I just use the old-fashioned way and use the brakes and a screwdriver and collapsed that piston. So now I'm off to AutoZone to get some new brakes. I ran to AutoZone, bought some new brakes for the rear. Both rear brakes have the power brake module or motor that locks up the brakes. So once I figured that out, it wasn't too bad. I just took off those little hex nuts down there and popped that motor off, popped it back on after I put the brake shoes in, and voila, she's done. So I've tested it. The brake motor anyway, electronic park brake, it works. So I'm going to slap the tires back on and take it for a test drive and see if the squeaking and squealing is gone. But again, that was a first for me. I've never worked on these electronic parking brakes. Pretty interesting. Okay, I'm going to drive down the road and put the windows open and see if I hear anything. Yesterday and the day before, it was squealing pretty bad. Nothing so far. Nothing but smooth brakes so far. I was hoping to put out another Ranger video, but when your wife's car's making funny noises, it's best to get on that. Otherwise she's going to drive your vehicles around. So I think this is fixed. It's sounding very nice. So that's probably it for this video. Hopefully that helps someone. Thanks for watching.